What's up, friends? Jason Lengstorf here with another installment of 4 Web Devs, 1 App Idea. In this series, we bring 4 web devs together, we all get the same app prompt, and we have to go and build our own version of that app. This series was inspired by Andrew Huang's 4 Producers Flip the Same Sample, which itself was inspired by Jessica Colbasi's 4 Photographers Shoot the Same Model. I love both series, and I thought it would be so much fun to bring a version of this to the web dev community. Judging by the reception of the first episode, it seems like y'all agree, so let's get right into it. Today's prompt is build an app that needs a leaderboard and make sure that leaderboard is included in the final build. My friends Cassidy Williams, David Khourshid, and Shaundai Person all showed up for this challenge. I can't wait for you to see how these apps turned out, so make sure you watch all the way to the end. Huge thanks to Clerk, who sponsored this video, made the whole series possible. And don't forget, if you've got an idea for something you want to see us build or someone you want to see on the show, reply to the pinned comment at the top of this video. All right, that's enough from me. Let's check out the first app.
Hello everyone, I'm so excited to talk to you about this game that I made that I called Jumbly. This was a labor of love and pain? It's fine. So I started by kind of looking at a lot of word puzzles and stuff and eventually came up with the concept for this game called Jumbly. You have a theme of the day and there's 4 different words and it'll jumble all the letters together. You have to pull out the words from the jumbled letters and then the fastest time wins. That's a very, very high level. Now, in terms of actually building it, I don't want to say over-engineered because I did this all in just pure HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and that's it. So for getting the words, I got a bunch of words from the internet, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters long, scraped that, and then made a Python script to put them all in an array that would like be the source of the words per day, kind of like how in Wordle there's a new word per day. That made the puzzle impossible because there was no theme involved with it. And English has a lot of words. Who knew? And so whenever I gave it to family members to be like, try my game, they're like, this game is not a game, it's torture. I ended up using AI to help me come up with themes and bundles of words to seed my game. And then after that, pure HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and I'll kind of walk you through a little bit of it. So first of all, my very long HTML file, we've got a timer at the top that I end up incrementing with JavaScript. I've got a pause button that controls the time. I actually used the HTML dialog element, which I didn't know existed until I saw the State of HTML survey. And so that's kind of where you get your help dialog and then your statistics dialog. Because I took so long, my statistics ended up just being all local storage and you're competing against yourself. But then you can also share with your friends on the internet. So you can get your total games played, your streaks, your top times and everything. And then there's the theme of the day and then the word of the day with all of these jumbled letters. Oh, and then I also had never used the details and summary HTML tags before, which gives you like a little drop-down accordion thing. And so all of your incorrect guesses are in there. After that, y'all, it was a mess. Wrote all handcrafted CSS for every single little thing. The most notable thing is that handling keyboard elements in like actually typing on a keyboard versus just clicking buttons took some time. Turns out when you click on buttons and you get like the event, it gives you the value of the button, like the text content inside the button. But if you hit it on a keyboard, it gives you the numerical index, and that just threw me through the loop for a long time. So anyway, dealing with that was a journey. All of the scores, this is truly just a ton of local storage stuff dumped in one place. And then the time, this is just a pause button with some SVGs for the time icons. And yeah, that is Jumbly. Play it and share it with your friends. Bye.
This is Cassidy's app, and I was really excited to try it. One, because it has the cutest name, Jumbly, and also because it's giving me Wordle vibes.
All right, so technology. Oh boy, I already know this is going to be tough. But for example, we could do disk and okay, that's one of them.
So today's theme is flavor, and I got one, which is spicy, and now I'm stuck. What has flavor? I feel like it's going to come to me, but I also kind of want to just cheat.
You can give up if you want. All right, I'm gonna hit start and it says, oh, how about plot? Nope. How about?
Nope, that's an incorrect guess. How about?
This is a real quality game. Like this is real thinking that I'm doing here. What about, what's a flavor? Sweet, salty, spicy, and cis. This is bad.
Nope, I am doing terribly at this. Oh, computer. Ooh, that's a good one. All right. Sweet. Yes, I would like to give up.
Maybe if I shuffle, it'll become clear. I'm a minute in and I haven't even gotten a single word yet. This is not boding well for me. Poem. Oh, there it was. Novel. Oh my goodness. Those are all very obvious literature words now that I'm looking at them. But let's go look at the code.
This README gets 10 stars out of 5. It's so cute.
I don't see a package JSON or anything. So I think Cassidy went straight up HTML and CS. Oh my goodness, she did.
Honestly, this is taking me back because this is just straight up good old-fashioned, not that's bad, but old-fashioned JavaScript. I love it. Honestly, I'm getting to that stage where this is how JavaScript should be written.
This is like a stroll down memory lane for me. I haven't seen code written like this in a long time.
It's bringing me back to the beginning of the coding days, back before I knew all about React and was having fun creating different games using vanilla JavaScript.
This is very thoughtful for something that you built fast, Cassidy. Removing the share option if there's no share API because we're just using the platform for that. Did you know that was a thing? Because I didn't until recently.
So we have a reference to all the elements, and then we have, I'm guessing this is pretty much a game loop.
As far as I can tell, no dependencies, just completely on the platform. Like, really awesome work here, Cassidy. It's a fun game. It's a hard game. I lost.
Hello everyone, my name is David and this is Weatherboard, a leaderboard for seeing who is the hottest temperature-wise in your party. We could see that a few people have already entered information, like this person from India where it's currently 36.5 degrees Celsius, and Oliver in the United Kingdom currently at 4 degrees Celsius. So this app is a PartyKit app, and PartyKit is a tool for making multiplayer real-time collaborative applications really easy to do using WebSockets, and it generates a server and a clients.ts file. In the client, we're using lit HTML to render our application, which makes it really easy, especially for simple apps like this. Inside the view, we're passing the state and the send function, and the state tells us the current state of our application, and send is just a way for us to send commands from the UI. That is being rendered on the app, and we're also setting up PartyKit to get the room from the URL query parameters or defaulting to the Thunderdome, setting up a party socket, and listening to the weather machine, which I'll show you in a minute, and just rendering whenever the state changes. Simple as that. In the server, we are actually fetching the events from the client, and we're getting the weather of the user on the server so that we could sort them in the leaderboard. So this machine is a state machine powered by XState, which actually controls the logic. You know, it's not too many lines of code, but I would rather show you the visualization of this machine. We start in connecting, where the party socket is open, and then in the connected states, we check if we're registered. And if we have registered, then we should just show the leaderboard directly. Otherwise, we should prompt the user for the name. And once the name is given, then we're going to prompt them for the location. And so once the location is given, and hopefully it's given, otherwise we say, hey, you didn't give us any permission, then we could show the leaderboard. And at any time, we might get this event that the leaderboard updated, in which we update the leaderboard. So you could just put your name here and it will say finding a thermometer. I'm right here. It's currently 17.8 degrees Celsius in Orlando. So that's Weatherboard.
This is David's app, Weatherboard.
Are you ranking weather? Do I get to... I'm just going to put Cassidy. Oh, and it asks for my location? Oh, and you're just measuring my temperature. Well, you're going to get a cold one.
And here's me, and it's a pretty chilly day in Portland. This is very cool, though. Like, very, very cool, though.
17.2 degrees. That's about right.
I'm in Atlanta, Woodstock, which is northwest of Atlanta. I would have sworn that I was at the top. Maybe not today because it's like a cold and rainy day.
What API did you use for the weather? Because all that dark sky stuff is gone. Oh, and look at that. You got so many state machines, I should have guessed.
It's a Party Kit app. Okay, so no framework. We got some Clerk in here. We've got Lit. Oh, web components. Excellent. We got Party Socket, and wouldn't be a David K. Piano adventure without some XState.
I want to see if I can find a state machine. So he used Party Kit, which is so cool. So if you're not familiar with Party Kit is great for doing WebSocket APIs. So WebSockets give you the ability to have a two-way connection between your server and your client. So you can be listening as well as emitting things. So that's pretty cool.
This is a very clever way of writing this. And I actually want to study this code. This is interesting. And you got a whole state machine. Of course you do.
Oh, you're so predictable. I love it. This is great.
Yeah, we're looking at about 112 lines of code on the client side, about 200 lines of code on the server side, and a state machine that is a grand total of 150 code. This is a teeny tiny app that does quite a bit. We've got geolocation. We've got real time. We're asking for client permissions. We've got like fallbacks for if you haven't granted those permissions. So this is pretty robust. It's got all the, as David would say, like you're not leaving any errors up for like, hopefully that never happens. You're explicitly handling everything. Super impressed by this. Awesome work, David.
I'm Shaundai Person. As I was thinking of ideas of what would power this leaderboard, I first went through APIs like Spotify's API and GitHub's API, the NBA API, and then I was trying to think of game ideas that could have a leaderboard attached to it. And then suddenly it dawned on me, what if I built a leaderboard to track votes for the favorite leaderboard? And this leaderboard tracks votes for your favorite leaderboard. You can also add a player. So if you want to add your own leaderboard to this competition, you can do that and it will track votes for you as well. This app is built using my favorite things, React, TypeScript, and Vite for scaffolding. We also get back to the basics of the web. I tried not to include any packages, anything other than what I just mentioned to you now. So we're actually using bare CSS for this. So right now the list of players is just a hard-coded array of objects that contains each player's name, an ID for them that's a very sophisticated number, just 1, 2, 3, and 4, an avatar for each player, and then an initial score, which is set to 0. What we do is we take this list of players and we built out a very simple UI for them in this player item component. This is just regular old CSS here and divs and list items and spans that have some CSS attached that will give us the UI for each individual player. And then we have a voting button for each player. And we have this handle vote button, which I'm hiding because there is a little surprise in there for you all. And you'll notice it as you go to vote for yourself or you go to vote for me as your favorite player. So all the logic is in there, but we handle this as just a regular old button with an on click. We're also sorting our players by score. If I had more time, I would give people the ability to upload their own avatars. And that is our leaderboard.
I think this one is Shaundai's, and it's called Cheaterboard, so I don't know what to expect, but it's a leaderboard. It's got us 4. I'm gonna vote for me. Nice. Killing it.
Vote for your favorite leaderboard or enter your own leaderboard, the competition. Can I vote for myself? You have successfully voted for David K. and Sean. Wait.
No votes for me, which is fine. I'm not hurt at all. So when I vote, here's my success banner. And that's are people playing with us right now?
And I guess I'll vote for Shaundai because I'm using... Wait a minute.
Wait. Shaundai is voting for herself.
Why did you get 100? Every single time I vote for myself, Shaundai gets more. Can I vote for the other? Oh, what happened?
Wait a minute. She gets votes every time? Now Jason is last. That tracks. That's cool.
I feel like the game is rigged.
What is this algorithm?
Find forever leader. Oh, this is funny.
What did you do? How did you build such a thing? Using TypeScript. I like how the code is structured. I'm just mad about the score.
I have questions about the scoring, but this is pretty fun.
Why did I lose instantly? Oh, it's just a random number. Oh, I see. Oh, and there's a forever leader, and that forever leader is Shaundai. Aha!
Shaundai has set up so that whenever you vote, we find Shaundai, and then if you're not voting for Shaundai, you update Shaundai's score by 5.
So I'll just make a PR and make this be Cassidy Williams instead. And I'll take it. Haha. That was clever, Shaundai. I like it.
I came up with something called the list game. I thought it would be funny if the things you had to put in order were like very weird. I was trying to go for something that it would be roughly impossible for somebody to know off the top of their head. The point of the game is actually like how fast can you look things up on the internet. I reached for Astro because I love Astro. I also wanted to work on a state machine. The first thing that I did was I tried to think through what this app looks like as a state machine. You can head over to Stately. This is the code that I just copied out of my app. This is the state machine that I wrote. Look how nice this is that I was able to take this app and I can actually see the logic of it laid out. I won't go through the state machine too much. You know, if you've never seen one, I would encourage you to take a look at that Stately visualizer and kind of see how these different things work. I ran this as Clerk and Convex. I really like Clerk and Convex together as a duo for any kind of like prototyping or just if I need to get something out of my head, because it takes all the boilerplate of auth and all the boilerplate of databases and kind of makes them incidental, and they're already integrated. So the way that I got this set up is I've got my Clerk provider here, and then I've got this Convex provider with Clerk in it. When you're logged in, you can see the quiz, and if you're not logged in, you see a sign-in page. Not a ton to see on these. Like the Clerk gives you a sign-in button, so I just wrote some copy and then throw that sign-in button in there. The user is kind of the same. It's if you're authenticated, show the profile, and when you log out, I want to go to the home page instead of bouncing you back to the Clerk login. The quiz itself is a little more complicated, so I've got this component down here that uses the state machine, and then I check the current state. So if we're in the start state, I show the start screen. If we're in the ordering or the error state, I want to show the playing screen. And if we're in the finish state, I want to show the finish screen. If you do get to an unknown state, you end up just stringifying it on screen. Again, if it was production, I'd care more, but for now, this just shows me that I did something wrong. So I put together, based on some code that Adam Argyle wrote with drag and drop, a mostly using the platform drag and drop setup where we are using a React ref to get around into the DOM itself. And then we just have a bunch of logic around here around handling drag and drop and all of that. So basically the state machine is like the engine of this app, and everything I'm doing visually is just taking things out of that state and passing them into visual if statements. And that is basically my app. 11 lines of code for defining the schema of my database, and then to do the read write that I need. 19 lines of code. So pretty simple app, really fun to build. I love when I get a chance to play with something. You know, the drag and drop in the browser was really fun to do. The state machine was really fun to build. I had a lot of fun building it. I hope everybody has a good time playing with it.
All right, we're looking at the list game. The list game is the perfect distraction if you're trying to avoid dealing with your email. Love that. Okay,
so cool. We are trying to procrastinate.
So I signed in using Clerk. Clerk is great. I logged in using Gmail. Oh, goodness. Okay, so put these singles in the order that they appeared on the Billboard Hot 100 year-end chart.
I don't know.
Oh, that's cool. I really like these animations here.
Okay, someone I used to know is huge.
Call Me Maybe is a fun one. I'm going to put that at the top. My girl Janelle Monáe, of course. I love the UI. See, this is amazing how I can just drag and drop.
No? It's just wrong? Oh, no.
Oh, I have not the slightest clue.
One thing I love about Jason's stuff is these cool fonts. I don't know where you get these cool fonts from, but I need some help.
Do I just have to keep going?
How can I cheat? So let's look at the source code.
Oh, no. How much do I do this? Do I just keep doing it? That's the joy of procrastinating. I get that now.
You know, I think the point is actually that we're going to keep shuffling these lists around instead of actually working.
So the leaderboard, I'm guessing, is just people who solved the game. I did not solve said game. Could I have Googled it? Yes. Will I? Absolutely not.
And then a machine. Great. I love it already.
I haven't actually seen many apps that are using Astro.
Look at all this TypeScript. So many types. Such secure code. Wow, amazing.
State machines are really, really great for games. We have a start state, finished, ordering, in which the person is just choosing the order, and then an error, and then after half a second, it goes back to ordering.
This is really cool. And I like how fast everything was. It honestly makes me want to dig a little bit more into Astro.
What's interesting is Clerk is just a really easy way to get authentication in, and Convex is a really easy way to get your storage in. It's sort of like Firebase, but easier. I think that's the best way for me to describe it. It shows you that we start here, and then we start the timer, then we're ordering, and then an error can happen, and after 500 milliseconds, it goes back to ordering, and eventually we're finished.
This is such an impossible problem. How are we supposed to know the answer to this, Jason? We need like a randomized function on this thing.
If you've got something that you think would make a great episode of this show, make sure you reply to the pinned comment down there and let me know your prompt ideas. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this video, because the more people who do that, the more likely it is I get to make more of them. Another huge thanks to Clerk for sponsoring this episode and making this series possible. Until next time, happy building.